Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Amazon Ads Raw Daily. My name is Alex, and I'm now doing this podcast since a couple of days and weeks, and I want to give you a quick introduction again into what I'm aiming for with this podcast. So first of all, it's a daily podcast, so I record every Monday till Friday to give you the daily news updates about Amazon ads, Amazon or marketing in the broadest definitions right away to your morning coffee. So giving you fresh updates every day. The idea of raw and daily also includes it's a very raw podcast. So I'm not trying to make this perfect. I'm not trying to, come up with the ideal recording. So I record once and it's a one, it's a one take. Either it's a good take or it's not a good take, but it's a real one. I'm not trying to make this perfect by, I don't know, cutting and, if I'm not perfectly saying what I want to say, then this is me and this is reality. And I'm not trying to make it shiny and perfect in a way. It also means raw and daily. I'm recording this all by myself, only with me, only my thoughts, and I'm not inviting anyone. This is not a podcast where I'm trying to get reach from any guests and discuss things with other people. The length of the daily podcast, which I try to aim for below 10 minutes each day, also doesn't allow really to talk with other people, as 10 minutes would be way too little to actually get a decent discussion with people going on. And yeah, that's what I'm trying, that's what I'm doing with this podcast. And today we're going to talk about a newish kind of feature on the Amazon Ads campaigns. This is actually a release from a month ago, but Joe Shallerroot, Joe Shallerroot, sorry. Um, Basically, he reminded everybody 2 days ago about this feature, and I thought, yeah, let's talk about this again because I have not started a podcast at this time, so it's a good reminder. So Amazon added a new feature for campaign budgets. In the past, or let's capture it like that. Historically, Amazon Ads campaigns budget were exactly like you set them. You set 100, then this was the maximum budget for that day. Then Amazon, I think last year or maybe even 2 years ago, introduced a more flexible daily budget, which would allow campaigns to overspend on the daily limit by 25%, by up to 25%. So we would see, if I would have set a daily budget to 100, campaigns could spend up to $125 in order to allow the campaign still to spend, even if it has reached the budget, and would try, obviously, to not reach that $125 limit every day in order to, at least on a monthly level, stay within the 100 daily. So you can imagine, or you can calculate, if you have a daily budget of 100, that would allow the campaign to spend 3,000 a month. So there might be some days where you spend below 100, and Amazon just takes this kind of budget, which you haven't spent, and put it on top of some days where you had, where the campaign would need some more spend, maybe on a Sunday or on a Saturday or whatever. And the new rule, which is in place since a month, so since end of March, basically allows campaigns to actually spend up to 100% of their daily budget. That means if you have set a daily budget of a campaign to be $100, this would be going up to be $200 a day. This is only for, so first of all, you have to checkbox the setting in your campaign settings. So this is not automatically applied. Only if you go into your ad console and into campaign settings. So it's not on individual campaigns, it's more on the whole account. Then you have to checkbox the setting, okay, allow my campaigns to spend up to 100%. And this is also, even if you applied this rule, It's only for newly created campaigns after March 27th of this year, 2023. So that means old campaigns would not get these new rules applied anyways. And only new campaigns would get it if you set it in the campaign settings yourself. Why is Amazon doing that, or why should you care? First of all, it's a logical move, similar to how Google handles campaigns or has handled in the past. Depending on the campaign and the days, there is actually a demand spike possible. Let's say, for example, there's a sales day, or you have a lightning deal running, or a 7-day deal, or there's Prime Day or whatever. Then campaign budgets can significantly go up much higher than you would have set them. So it's easy possible on a Prime Day, for example, that a campaign budget can 5x. And with this setting of 100% for each campaign, Amazon basically allows the campaigns automatically to spend up more. And this is kind of a follow-up rule which they give sellers with their rule-based budget or their budget rules, which I'm not a big fan of, because you need to set them up on every individual campaign and so on and so forth. And the rules are actually just allowing to increase budgets, but not to decrease them. But Amazon gave sellers in the past already the chance, hey, there's a rule. If my ACOS is below that or that or that, then increase my budget. That campaign budgets get automatically increased, because the best thing for Amazon and for a seller eventually is if a good running campaign with a perfect ACOS for your most relevant keywords is not budget capped. If you have the budget and it's running efficiently, then why cap it? And obviously, these platforms like Google, Facebook, and Amazon, everybody is pushing to algorithmically increase budget based on the actual demand rather than a fixed set budget, which doesn't look into the future. Usually this budget would look into the past, and it would look, oh, how much do I usually spend? And that's my budget, so on and so forth. But it would not capture any future demand spikes. Therefore, an automatic increase by up to 100% or up to X% would be much more would be much better for Amazon, and eventually also for the seller, to capture these spikes in demand when they are there. My take on that is 100% seems okay-ish, but you should also think about your cannibalization of your organic sales. If there is a spike in demand on a certain keyword, eventually you would capture that anyways with organic traffic. So if you're allowing your campaign to increase the budget by 100%, this would also allow PPC to capture the sale instead of the organic ones. So it could also be harmful for your overall profitability if PPC is capturing all of these sales, because PPC ads would be obviously placed much higher than organic visibility. So a PPC sale would in theory always capture, or not always, but the likelihood of a PPC sale capturing a sale as an ad sale is higher if you run ads. Therefore, think about the budget and the automatic increase of the budget as a situation where you could also harm your total profitability by just capturing more and more ad sales, basically. So yeah, that's my take on that. And with that, thank you all very much. Have a wonderful day, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.